What up, YouTube? It's your man, Vinny Chase. Welcome back to the channel. And today is the official first day of our group trip to the south of Italy. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Vincent Chase. Brand name recognition.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So I'm up early and I got to make my way on over to the hotel where the actual group is staying at. And once I get on over there, there are a couple of my travel mates in the lobby who have already checked in, right? So I go ahead and check myself in, and we kind of gather up and head on out to do some early exploring, you know, maybe find a little bit of breakfast. So as we're walking around, just kind of taking in the sights and, you know, trying to see what we can see, we're discussing the itinerary for the rest of the day. And we kind of discovered that there's not really much on it, okay? So we kind of got a group formal introduction going on, and then we have a group dinner later on this evening, but that's really about it. So I've kind of hit the internet to kind of figure out what's going on in the evening. Maybe there's something we can catch a cab to or whatever, you know, just something to fill the time. Like, I just don't want to go back to the hotel and be done after dinner, right? So I got to find something that's going on tonight. And I come across this flyer for like a reggaeton versus dance hall kind of DJ thing going on at some nightclub or, I don't know, some location that they got around here, right? So I think I'm gonna put that out in the atmosphere and see if there's anybody that might want to go out there and check that out with me for after dinner tonight. So as we're walking around, we kind of find us a sandwich to have, and we do a little bit of shopping, and then naturally we come up on a gelato shop. And you know we got to get some gelato, man. That's like one of the Italian big three. What is it, like wine, pasta, and gelato? That's just what it is. So once we return back to the hotel, we kind of have our little welcome meeting or whatnot, and we kind of just hang out there until it's time to rally up and head on out to the group dinner. Now, the thing about the group trips is that they include some meals, okay? And our introductory group dinner is one of the meals that is included on the trip, okay? They generally have a select menu that you'll choose from when you go to whatever the restaurant is, right? At least that's the way it was on my previous trips. Now, this particular restaurant didn't have a, restriction on what it was that we could order, okay? So I wanted to order a steak. And the crazy part about it is that the only steak that they really had on the menu was like some super huge steak. And apparently the steak was so big that it was intended to be shared between maybe like 3 people. For me, that seemed kind of crazy that would be the only steak that you have in this restaurant, right? But go ahead. Give me the steak. I want steak. So if I can't eat it all, I'll just, take it home and I'll eat it tomorrow. But they had a problem with that. Like, they didn't really want me to order the steak. So finally, they let me order the steak, okay? And they were right. The steak was big as shit. Like, the steak was super huge, okay? And the steak was so huge, and like they kind of cooked it shit, man. It might have been medium rare, okay? So basically, they just handed me this big slab of undercooked meat. All right. And I like my steaks. You can call me what you want, but I like my steaks medium well, if not if not well done. I don't care how you feel about that. I like my food cooked, okay? So I ate around the edges where it was like charred and cooked the most. And I took I asked them to box the rest of the steak up for me to take to go. And that caused another problem. Apparently, this is not really a thing for this restaurant. And they kind of didn't want to let me do that. So I kind of went back and forth with them, like, how this makes no sense, this, that, the next thing. And, I didn't want it to turn into one of those, oh, you American think that this country works the way America does. And I was more trying to apply logic, as in, like, this is food that we've paid for. If I want to take it home, like I own it. So if I want to take it home, I can. You can't restrict me from taking it home. Like, that's the angle that I was coming from. It didn't have shit to do with like American customs and that. But I didn't want to turn it into that. So I kind of stopped pushing back, and I didn't want to be like that tourist, Eventually, they did box up the steak and let me take it home So after dinner, we kind of just went for a group walk and, you know, just walking our meal off and whatnot. We seen a couple street performers, you know, doing their fire thing. But I was really just trying to gauge where everybody's energy level was to see maybe if they wanted to go out to the, you know, dance hall reggaeton thing. And one of the guys on the trip is a Puerto Rican guy. Once I said reggaeton, he said, yeah, all right, I'll go out there and check that out with you. So when it was time to head on back to the hotel, everybody else went in and, you know, crashed out for the night. And he and I went and broke off and did our thing.
Me and my man Raphael out here. Let's do it. About to see what they doing at the reggaeton dance hall versus. So we're gonna see.
So we're headed out to the party, and it's at a place called Cloro. And when we get in there, like, it's a very nice place, okay? But once we get in there, like, there's kids running around. Now, mind you, this is like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Like, there's kids walking around, and they're playing like Eazy-E, NWA music. It was I don't know, it was weird to me. So, you know, we were expecting a reggaeton dance hall, like, music thing, and this is not what we got when we walked up in there, okay? Not by a long shot, not at all, okay? So we just kind of hung out for a minute, and we got some drinks to kind of, you know, see what was going on. Like, I asked questions to people in there, like, hey, when is this happening tonight? Like, I showed them the flyer and shit, because I was really confused. And they said, yeah, that's tonight, that's here, we're in the right place. I said, oh, okay, when does this start? Because I'm looking at the clock and shit, it's like 11:30. Like, they close at 2 o'clock here. So it's not like, you know, they're going to be open till 4 o'clock jamming out. That's not what's happening. After a while, man, it was probably 12:30, dog. Like, I'm not even bullshitting you. It was probably 12:30. Fireworks start going off, and then, like, all of a sudden, people started coming in, and the DJ lit up, and it started to actually turn into what I thought it was supposed to be when we first got there. But, I mean, it was a cool little spot. I don't know if I would necessarily go back there because they don't seem to understand what kind of venue they want to be. Like, when I actually looked up the venue, it's listed as a pizzeria. So, hey, man, I'm just a visitor on this island, okay? But we had a good time, and, you know, we wrapped that up and headed on back to the hotel and, you know, turned it in for the rest of the night. So tomorrow starts our first expeditions on the trip, right? So I'm definitely excited to kick this thing off and maybe do something a little more exciting than whatever's going on in this little town of Lecce. Like, this town moves a little too slow for me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep, and maybe we can pick up the pace a little bit tomorrow, man. I'll catch you guys off in the next video. Peace.